Hello there, vinyl community. Hi, VC. It's me, Rockin' Ronnie. Yeah, we're gonna make another video. Got some new vinyl finds, new stuff that I found. Plus, I've been buying some more records. So once I get my new listening room set up, I'll have some records that we're going to be reviewing. And just for a little catch up here. All the walls are down now in the other side of the house. They're all come down. We are going to be building on Monday. We're starting to put together stuff. Got the floor for the new bathrooms. All the concrete's been sawed where we're going to move all that stuff around. So we're making progress. Once we get that side done, then we can do this other side. And this is easy over here. Just have to take a wall out and add a wall and a couple doors. But yeah, have to redo the bathroom, so that's going to be the biggest part of it. But shouldn't be too hard to do. Got some good helpers. Anyway, new vinyl finds. Oh, want to give a shout out to my daughter Amelia, who bought me this lovely coffee mug that I use every day. It's the perfect size for the Keurig. I can put that in there, put my creamer, and it says, "I love you this much." And you can see there's a big whale on it. So, yeah, I love her that much back. I love that mug. So, what did we get from eBay? Some eBay LT. Okay, look at this. Morphine. This is some good stuff right here. If you haven't heard about this, let's check out the other one. Got another record. Yeah, look at this one. Morphine, Cure for Pain. This is their first one, I believe. And this is a reissue on Music on Vinyl. These guys came out in '93. And this is one of the top bands of the '90s and maybe the 2000s. These guys are phenomenal. If you're not familiar with it, you need to get familiar with it. And let me all know what you think of Morphine. If it's something new, if you haven't heard of it, or if you have listened to it for 20 years, and you can tell me what a noob I am for not knowing about it earlier. I was going to buy some of that, say, about a year ago, and then I forgot about it. But I was watching a video on VC, and someone had sent somebody some VCLT with some morphine in it, and I said, "Whoa, that's right, I got to buy that." Okay, so when I went and made my pre-order for the Jimi Hendrix, I bought a couple other things on old Acoustic Sounds. And you know what? Turntable guide. Look at that. Get a turntable guide. And some, they got such expensive stuff in here. But they do have the spin clean. Something somebody can afford in here. And they got, some turntables and some other things. People can afford some of that stuff. Anywho, first on the list, I wanted to get this. This is the Frank Zappa reissue of Apostrophe. That's pressed in Palace, Germany. I have the Overnight Sensation, and it sounds phenomenal compared to all the other first editions and all that I've had. So I'm really looking forward to listening to this. I think it's going to be the best sounding Frank Zappa record that I've ever had. Now, pick this up. This is the MoFi 245 RPM set. Now I do have the one that was put out, say, 3-4 years back, that was reissued on the Half-Speed Master by Stan Ricker. And Stan Ricker used to work for MoFi. He's about the only one that really does that half-speed, because you can't listen to it at normal speed. You have to listen to it at half speed. So, if you're doing any type of EQ or anything on there, you can't. Okay, it's an art. You really have to know it. Stan or that fella knows how to do it. Stan Ricker knows how to do it. So anyway, I bought this and I'm going to compare the two, and we'll find out on the shootout, because I've heard folks say that they've done that. They've had both and they like this one better. So I hope so, because if that sounds better than that Half Speedmaster, it's going to be phenomenal, and I know it's going to be. And then Both Sides of the Sky, the new Jimi Hendrix record that's come out. This is going to be phenomenal. I know it. All the other ones that have come out have just been wonderful, and the music on them is like, where are they coming up with this? Jimmy was a guy that loved the studio. He lived in the studio, and he made multiple thousands of recordings, out there no one's ever heard of, kind of deal. And so they're coming out with all these new records, and to me, they're better than the ones that he did when he was alive, because the record companies of the day had a lot to say about what was going to get put out there. So, and then, no record haul is complete without some analog productions. So I got the 245 RPM Dave Brubeck Takeout Time Out. And we all know how good these are. I have heard there's another fella on YouTube that reviewed this, and he said this is his record that he uses to demonstrate. This is his all-time best-sounding record ever made on the planet. This is unbelievable. And this is the first time I've ever bought this record. I used to use it back in the day for stereo demonstration, but I've never owned it. And so I finally bought the best one there is of it. So we're going to have a little listen to that. I don't have anything, like I say, to compare it to, but except just have a good listen to it, and then we'll all know how good that's going to sound. So we can pack this stuff up. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about new record finds. Well, what did I find? You know what I found? I found about 100 records. You know what they cost? They're all free. Didn't pay a dime for them. So a lot of UK imports, a lot of Canadian pressings, first editions of like a lot of 90s, a lot of 80s stuff in there. And of course 70s stuff, whatever. Because I found them in my closet when I was moving. Yeah, they were stuffed in there way at the back. I never went, and when we're moving, of course, you got to dig through everything. What's this doing in here? A lot of these records, I haven't looked at them probably in man, it's got to be almost 20 years. I hadn't even opened, about 17 years or something like that anyway. I didn't even know they were in there. Because I noticed a lot of these records were records that I used to, when I lived in Jacksonville, that's 20 years ago. And I used to take them they were in the boxes when I would go to sell them at the record conventions, before eBay. That's what, and you all know if you're, collecting records and you live in a big town, they'll have those record fairs, record conventions where people sell records. And 20 years ago or more, that's about all we had to do, all you could do. When you were out collecting records and you got a new one and you got all these extra records, what could you do with them? Have a garage sale? Yeah, people want to pay 50 cents at a garage sale. So you could go to record convention and you could share with other collectors, because that's usually who did it, man. You go in there and set all your stuff on your tables. Well, the first ones that came around were all the guys that they picked everything over. But they said you'd buy some of their stuff, they'd buy some of yours. You could trade back and forth. And so yeah, I found about 100 records. So here's what I want to do with that. I don't want them. Okay. Now there's some good records in there. I could sell them on eBay or whatever, but I don't want to do any of that. I want to ask you all what I'm going to do with it, because I feel like I need to give them away. But if I give 100 records away one at a time, and it's $5 to ship a record, my wife's like, no, we're not going to spend $500 or whatever shipping records around. But I was thinking about doing some kind of a contest involving the free records. So, I don't know. I was going to make a video. Let me all know if you want me to make a video. It's going to probably be a longer video when I can show all the records. Okay, here's all the records that I have. And then I was, I actually started to make that video. Something happened to it. The camera just shut off. It shouldn't have, but it did. And so, show the records and say something like, here's my contest. Pick 3 records. The first ones that pick 3 records, they're the ones that get it. That's the contest. Something like that. That's what I was thinking of doing. And then I could, say like the first 10 folks that want 3 records each, then I only have to mail out, 10 packages kind of thing. So that's more doable, that kind of a thing. So maybe I'll do that. Let you all know in the comments if you want me to, what you want me to do. If I don't have any interest in this, then of course I won't bother doing it and wasting everybody's time. So that's the video for today. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll get back to you soon. Bye-bye for now.